One. Hey, Jane.
Hey,
What was the highlight of your week?
you go first.
Oh, wait, I forgot to introduce us. What are we? We are the Sisterhood with JennyB and Jayne,
Yeah.
and we are on season 2, episode 4. And now I'll go back to that question. Oh my God. A?
Yeah.
I'm feeling really freaking melancholy today. I don't know what it is. Me and Jeff had a date yesterday, and it was really fun, and we were in bed by 7, and we adulted as fuck, which was awesome. So responsible. I felt like it was actually a perfect birthday. And then, but I just couldn't keep my eyes open. I woke up at 4:30 because I was so excited, and I actually was productive. But man, Blake and Madison came over around like, I don't know, must have been 8:30, way past my bedtime. And so I was sleeping on the couch waiting for them. And then they got there, and then all the boys were there, and Sophia and Brody were over, and Blaine, and so they were chilling. It was Jeff's birthday yesterday. I don't know, I guess I went right into it. And so Blake got Dad a pair of Clemson Hey Dudes. Blaine and Brody went in halfsies and bought him a grill.
Nice.
And oh my God, it was the first time I've ever seen Jeff not be able to avoid showing emotions when he opened his excitement. He was so thrilled.
Aww.
To the point where he's like, because they're all coming here today for a little backyard extravaganza for Jeff's birthday. And Jeff left this morning. He's like, he gave me a hug right before he left, and he's like, I had a really great day yesterday.
Aww.
And he's like, I'm looking forward to cooking my birthday meal today. Like, kind of like a dig. And I'm like, wait a minute. Do you want me to try to cook? Or I could talk to Brody about we can cook. And he's like,
manning the grill?
I can't wait to use my new grill. But he gave me a little shit about it. So anyways, forgot where I was going with that, but it was,
That's
so today
hilarious.
I woke up. I wasn't like dragging ass or anything. I mean, I've been productive, but it's been like restful. Like I took a bath, I shaved my legs, I did a couple rounds of like yin yoga, I put on a hippie outfit, and I love it. What else today? Me and Jeff took the girls for a ride. I did cook myself breakfast. I don't know. Oh, I did a face mask. I did a lot of self-care this morning. Yeah.
That's nice.
But anyways, what was the highlight of your week?
I love when I don't think you get to start with we adulted as fuck and then end with Madison and Blake came at 8:30 way past my bedtime. Like, I feel like those two maybe don't connect.
I know. I guess you're right. I love sleep. Yeah. I love good sleep, but I also love to have the whole entire morning from dark morning to, that's my favorite time of day.
You do get up wicked early, so that's that.
I feel like I get that from Graham.
Yeah, she did always used to go out and sit on the porch, remember, with her coffee first thing in the morning, like really early.
I can so relate to her vibe.
Yeah. Because you
sit seriously.
You sit in the backyard.
I do. I sit out in the backyard. I look at the stars, sometimes the moon, depending on where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking beautiful. I'm in touch with nature. I'm making friends with the birds when they first wake up.
Yeah.
They come to talk to me.
Yeah. I think, I know I'm so lame, but the highlight of my week was probably because I feel like all week, all I did was go to work, come home, do stuff around the house, go to bed, get up and do the same thing again every day. And so I just don't feel like there was like a lot where it was just like this was such a great part of my week. And so not to be a downer, but Bentley does come to work with me a couple days a week. Remember, I had taken him to work because Graham was with you guys for a month, and it ended up being a couple of months because of the flood. And for our listeners who don't know, because of the flood, that's why she was there so long. And I was having a really hard time leaving Bentley on the days that Livia had to go from school to work because he'd be alone for like 12 hours, and he's a real companion dog, and he just does not, like, his heart's broken. I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then my heart's broken, and I just can't.
Right.
So anyhow, I got permission to bring him in. Well, cut to, did not see this coming, but the CEO of my company fucking loves him. And and so does my boss, the COO. And so they love him, and they like want him to come to work now. So he's like the office dog / emotional support animal for everybody. And he really does keep it pretty low key. Like if people start to get escalated, Bentley goes up and scratches on him, like to give him a quick, not in your super in your face, like it's too much right now.
Yeah.
So it's actually pretty helpful. But what they didn't know about Bentley was that he's actually a star soccer player.
Oh
And
yeah.
so I brought his giant tennis ball to work the other day because as much as I think they believed me when I said no, like he was a soccer player in another life,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Like you can't get it past him. He will
Yeah.
throw his body in front of it like he's
And
playing
make
for the World
scary
Cup.
noises. As scary
Yes.
as Bentley can be.
Yes. And he gets super aggressive. And so I don't think they fully believed me. So I was like, fine, proof's in the pudding. And I brought his ball and Bentley, I mean, winging it around the office and, doing his growling thing at it and not letting him get it past him. And just
Aw, he was our star,
the,
Messi.
the thing where he gets up on the ball and he backs it up with his front paws when he gets it stuck somewhere so he can dribble it. He dribbles with his head. And
Aw.
so he did so good. I was so proud of him. And when my boss was like crouched down on the floor to like be at his level, he went right through her legs. I was like,
Oh, God.
so I think that was a highlight of my week just because it was hilarious. And
Yeah.
also I think
It
people
brought joy.
underestimate. Yeah, they underestimate his skills, but he
Yeah.
really is that good.
Yeah.
So and it was
Man,
just
I love
funny.
it. Can be that every time you have to drive to work with Bentley, that's the highlight of your week. It's okay to have repetitive highlights that you know,
Yeah.
it's okay to do things over and over that bring you joy.
Yeah. I just don't, I'm not at a stage in my life right now where like it's super exciting and there's like all these new things to talk about all the time. I'm kind of in that. And I think like I look at like the adults in our life that used to be the adults when we were kids and they're
Yeah.
all retiring now and they're getting opportunities to do a little bit more. But I look back at when we were younger and they were in our roles now and that's what
Yeah.
they did. Like
Yeah.
you work, you come home from work, you take care of the kids, you do the sports, you get to the events, but it's not like I don't know what it's like to be childless, but I imagine I'd
Yeah.
have a bit more flexibility if I didn't have a child and a dog.
Yeah.
But I do. And so my life is just kind of wrapped around them and also keeping the lights on and food on the table and stuff. So it's just not in terms of like all the fun stuff to do and like all the
Yeah.
different experiences. It's not really packed full of those right now.
Yeah.
And so it
All
is
right.
the little things that I try to be grateful for.
Yeah, exactly. Like your cup. Okay, so for me this week, I had two. One was last Sunday, and I'd been thinking about doing this for a couple, probably a week or two prior to doing it. But the night before, so we had done the podcast Saturday, and Jeff had gone golfing. And by the time I picked him up, he was full-fledged Stanley, and he was passed out by 4:30.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I get the nights myself. And I love nights with Jeffrey, which is the majority of my nights, but I also love a good freaking night by myself. So I was sitting there and I was going through like old pictures of like Buddy, my first heartbeat. And I don't know, I got teared up over that. Just, he was such a beautiful boy. And then I started thinking about, you know what? I think I'm going to write a letter to my inner child. I don't know how I got there from there, but I did. And so I started to try that night and I just was like, had a blank slate. Like I couldn't think of anything. And I'm like, how do people freaking do this? Because a lot of the people that are in my algorithm on TikTok, not that I didn't do it off of TikTok because there wasn't really anybody on there that had done it before that was explaining how they did it. They just either share their letter or whatever. But I'm like, how do people get in a headspace to be able to really do that? Because you're vulnerable. And if you really do it right, you want to be honest with yourself. And, but anyway, so I slept on it that night and I actually think I dreamed about it a little. But I got up the next day and did my like meditation, which is a form of yoga. And all I could think of was writing this letter. Like it just kept. And so I'm like, I'm going to do it this afternoon if we have time in the backyard. It was supposed to rain, but it didn't. And so anyways, I went out back and I laid out my yoga mats and the girls came and laid with me and I freaking wrote it. And I thought it was beautiful. And I thought it was a true depiction of how I saw my inner child. And honestly, I have felt so much joy. I've read it a couple times and I feel joy reading it. And I feel like I was honest with myself. And I also feel like 5 years ago, there was no way I could have wrote that letter because I was in a place in my life where I just wasn't feeling, I always feel joy. That is not going to ever exist in my world. But I don't know that I could have been that kind to my beautiful little baby inner child, JennyB. And to the point where I'm like, you're such a cute fucking baby. I just want to hold you. Like, I don't get to hold you. And I won't ever get that opportunity. But you are just the cutest little ball of light. And anyway, I felt a lot of love towards myself, and that was a beautiful moment. And then also this week, so after the whole inner child situation occurred, and I posted it because I was like, you know what? I just am an open book, and if anyone were to try to exercise, I honestly feel like if you could let your mind slow down and really think about yourself as a child and like, you know, where you are now and just sort of go through that experience, it's so fucking therapeutic and it's actually very empowering. And I felt like $1,000,000 after. So my creative fucking juices have been flowing. Like I keep having like thoughts about how I'm going to collect seashells and make paintings with them and like paint little people. And I keep thinking about like how this year I'm going to collect acorns and sticks and I'm going to make little people. I just like want to create. I cannot explain. So my brain, I've been thinking about this since I think I told my friend Beth before January and Sophia and Madison that I'm going to paint my doors glitter gold.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, Miss Jenny. No, I think that they always embrace my inner crazy, but I'm sure they were like, that's going to look cute. But anyway, so I got the itch and the weather was beautiful. And so it's lighter out later. So every day this week, logging off work, me and Jeff hit the paint and we painted every interior door in our main living space. We're going to do our bedroom too, but we didn't get to that because we had like, Jesus.
It's a lot of doors.
It was a lot of doors. And no, I'm not the type that takes them off and like fucking paints the inside and shit. What you see is what you get with me. It's, you know, so when you see the crack in the white, I don't care. Yeah. All I care about is the fact that when you walk through a door in my house right now, and I took it to another degree, and Jeff really liked the idea. I bought those glitter paint packets. Gold, and I mixed it in with the gold paint, and the gold's in like my pastel bricks where I did like graffiti bricks going down the inside of my house. It's very vibrant. The gold is the same gold that's in the bricks on random bricks. And so painted that same color, mixed it with the glitter. You can see the glitter, not as much as I was really hoping, but you can see the glitter.
It probably depends on the lighting. Like it's really dark.
Our house is wicked dark. We don't have hardly any
lighter. I bet you'd see it more.
Yeah, and I'm actually thankful it's really dark because I vacuum that motherfucker on a daily basis right now, and there's so much dog hair. Boise's shedding like a mofo. But anyway, so Jeff, with his masculine fine print, it's really, he has nice handwriting and it's legible unlike mine, but it's like, it's masculine. And the rest, I feel like we have a lot of feminine shit going on in our house because my kids and my husband are down with some pink house action in our pink era. And so Jeff wrote the words. One of our favorite bands is the Avett Brothers. And so we went through and we found blurps of shorter lyrics of songs that we love. And he wrote them in the upper part of the square part of the door where like when you hold the handle, like you see that. And so literally every motherfucking door you walk into right now in my house, you are singing the Avett Brothers. Or if you don't know the Avett Brothers, you are reading these beautiful words that like, I hope you become a lover of Avett. And proof's in the pudding because I'm stealing your term and I remembered the whole thing. Because Blaine going to school today this week was like walking through the door and he was like, always remember there was nothing worth sharing like the love that let us share our name. And I'm like, bitch, I am a winner. Like this kid has got the best thought going to school this week.
Score.
So I love it. And we did a tour of it. And I think even Jeff really liked the outcome of it. And it actually pulls the divine feminine and divine masculine energy, I think, into balance. And so I was thinking about adding pastel pink to the blocks that come out of it. Jeff was like, I don't think we should do that. And now I don't want to. But just getting that creative energy flowing and realizing there are no boundaries just because I just finished work doesn't mean I can't do something fun for myself. We'd spent 2 hours a night on it, and then I did get up the last day because Jeff's like, we'll finish on Thursday night. And it just felt like way too far away because I wanted to enjoy it. So I got up at 3:30 in the morning on Thursday morning, finished the touch-ups of the doors and took a hairdryer to it until he got up. And then I'm like, all right, I can't wait anymore. Can we please write out the lyrics? And so we did. And it was fun.
Awesome. I did a couple years, well, more than, I don't even know how many years ago now, but I did all my first floor doors gray, like a gray.
I remember that.
I have, because all my
off the hinges.
Yeah, I took them off the hinges and sanded them and primed them and did all the stuff. But the first, probably, I don't know, I think I had like 12 doors down there maybe, and I did both all the cracks and everything. It took forever. But I mean, they've held up pretty well. Honestly, I've had a couple chips here and there, but for the most part, and my house absorbs paint in a way that is unnatural.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if
and I didn't believe you until I witnessed it myself.
Oh my God. I don't know if it's like a portal to hell or what it is, but whatever. If you're trying to paint, like, just know there's.
I think it's because they used oil-based paint when they first painted your house, like before you lived in it.
But it's everywhere. It's nothing sticks to that. Like, you have to put so many coats and the sticky primers. Like, I can't even just use a regular primer. I have to use like a sticky primer, and it still takes coats and coats.
Yeah.
And it's not even like I was painting over dark colors. Like, I mean, originally I was.
Like a tannish beige.
Yeah. Everything was smoker's tan, and that was terrible. But now everything's like a creamy white, so it's really light and airy, and then I can, you know, pops of blues and navies and teals and turquoises and all the blue shades that I love. Yeah. But up here I did maybe last year or a year and a half ago, I did all my doors charcoal, like black almost, but not like a stark black and not shiny, like a charcoal satin.
Yeah.
And then I did my stairway handles, like the tops of my railings and everything, because I had painted them white, and then they were showing too much dirt, and it was but it's like, it makes such a big difference, and I love a before and after so much. I just want to look at it all the time, and I've been working all week. Like, whenever I had spare time or I'd get in bed at night, I'd pull out my iPad, and I'm on like IKEA and different places looking at closet organization options that I can like DIY myself, so it's not $5,000 to do my closet. Pretty good sized master closet. And so I still haven't zeroed in on exactly what I'm going to do yet, but last weekend I went through clothes and got rid of a lot that I still have in my trunk and I need to take to the Salvation Army or whatever. But this weekend I'm gonna finish cleaning my closet, and then I'm going to take everything down and paint, because I know I'm going to have to, no matter what organizer set I use, I'm going to have to paint.
Yeah.
And I think what I'm going to do is, I bought this wall stencil years ago that I was going to use in the dining room downstairs, but then I didn't end up using it, because once I put up all the furniture that I was putting in there, it wasn't show that much, and I was just like, that's a lot of work for it to only show around the top. Yeah. So I just didn't end up doing it, but I think I'm going to do either
like a selfie wall with the stencils, so you can take.
No, it's going to have like. It'll have like a closet organizer in front of it, but the one I think I'm going to use, you can like see the wall behind it. It doesn't have the backing on it. Because originally I was going to use one with the backing, and I was like, okay, I'm going to have to either get some like stick-on wallpaper that I can put in there to like dress it up, or I'll do like a paint and stencil. And so, but if I use the one that you can see through to the wall, then I do the stencil. So I'm trying to decide if I want to do the creamy white walls and then do the gray color that I love, the blue-gray.
Oh, yeah.
In the stencil, or if I want to do a blue-gray wall with a creamy white in the stencil.
Yeah.
So, because the stencil's it's not busy and it's not a lot. It's kind of like wavy lines. It's really pretty.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be beautiful when I'm done, but I'm still working on the concept and when I'm actually gonna.
Timing's everything.
Done. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have plenty. I mean, worst case, I'll get in my bedroom, I did creamy white, all of it. And then I decided it was like too white. And so then I did a wall, like a blue-gray wall behind my bed. So I might do the same.
Well, maybe you should.
Part of me was like
wall color.
That's what I thought. Part of me was like, maybe I do the whole closet blue-gray.
I think
so then it pulls off that wall.
You should, and then put the stencil with the cream.
The creamy white stencil over it. Yeah. I just thought, because it's so like right now it's got like a darker color in there, and it's so dark when I get in there.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, maybe I should do the light, but
I think you should get a lamp and a cute chair too.
I think what I'm going to do, because I have like one of those boob lights in there, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
But I'm going to Everybody who knows me or knows anything knows what a nipple light is. And if you don't, just look it up and it'll come up. But they were big in the, 90s, 2000s or whatever. Builders would use them because you could buy like 4 of them for $25 or something.
Yeah.
So they would just stick them up everywhere. But they just have a round circle and then they have a globe. And then in the middle, they have basically a nipple. And so they're horribly ugly. And I've taken almost all of them down, but I still have the one in my closet.
Yeah.
So I think
what you need a chandelier.
That's what I was thinking, was if I could find like not one that hung too low, but like not one that made too many like shadow stuff. Yeah. Because then I'll think there's like roaches or something on the wall. So I got to keep it light. But
I totally think you can find that. And speaking of that, I've realized I've been sitting on this for fucking months. I realized the lighting I'm putting above my bar that is in between the kitchen and the living room because we just have an open concept.
Yeah.
Jane, I'm doing disco lights.
Oh my God.
Yes, I know. I think I'm gonna do the white light and only have it be like on slow rotation, so it's just slowly. But I feel like that goes so well with my retro record store in the artsy part of the city / retro diner theme that I'm trying to, that is in my mind so like obviously, but then bringing it to life is just, it's like a little bit at a time, but it just keeps coming together. But don't disco lights like scream House of Boo?
I mean, yeah, but how's that gonna compete with your heart lights that you have everywhere?
Well, the heart lights are neon pink. This would be a white light. And this would be more like I don't even know if I'll put light in it. I was thinking I could go to the
Are you talking about disco balls or you're talking about an actual light fixture?
No, I'm talking about disco balls. And I was thinking the Dollar General, I think it is. I don't know. So one time they had like disco balls and I bought a bunch. I don't even know why. I was thinking, you know what I should do is just for now to see if I like it. Take the red, like I have a red and the lights don't even work, which is so freaking annoying. But it's a red like thing coming off the light fixture.
Yeah.
Take it out and just fucking glue the disco balls without light in them to the bottom of the fixture.
Yeah.
And just see what because that's where we do have natural light in the living room because we have 3 windows in the living room, and I feel like it'll come in and just bounce off of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you have do the lights not work or do they just need new light bulbs?
No, they don't work. The electric, I don't know what's going on. It was a remote for that light, and we put a new battery in I don't know.
I was going to say,
Vic put him in a while ago, and I mean, he would definitely look at it for me.
I was going to say, your brother's an electrician, right? And he lives.
I know. I just hate asking him to do shit for me.
Oh my God! If he lived close to me, let me tell you the projects we'd be doing.
I know. Notice why he doesn't live close to you.
I know. Notice how he's like as far away from Jane as I can. Every time I see him, he's got 19 things for me to do. That's right.
Vic, he loves a good project, and this would be simple because I think it would take him 20 minutes. Honestly, top.
Yeah,
but
he's a master. He knows what he's doing. He can knock it right out. Yeah,
it sucks being a genius.
I know, it's because
he is
a good electrician.
Yeah.
Remember when I made him take down like all my original light fixtures so I could spray paint them because I couldn't afford to get new ones at the time, but I hated the gold.
Yeah, I did.
It was like that yellow brassy gold. It was so ugly. So I was like, please take this fan down for me. It's so ugly. And I took it, and I still have the fan. I still love it because I spray painted it matte black.
And now it's fine.
Right in.
Came back to life. Exactly.
Yeah. Like brand new fixture.
Random question generator. What was your last aha moment?
Okay. Well, first, I would like to throw out there in the spirit of transparency that we vetoed 2 random questions this morning.
We did, and I never do that. I get the fucking first question and I put it in the weekly thing and we go with it.
And then your sister says, "We're trying to keep this positive, right? Do you want me to answer that question?"
And that's why we switched. Feel free if you want to answer the other ones.
Oh, okay. I mean,
I don't remember. I remember one.
Oh, don't worry. One of them I remember. What is acceptable today that you think won't be in 10 years? I'm going to say this, and Jenny, you don't have to say anything or even feel it, but hopefully in 10 years it will be unacceptable to have a felon president. I'm just going to leave that there and move along.
I don't disagree. But okay, then what was the other
question? The other one was something about your immediate family bringing you joy. And I was like, I have one. I mean, if we're talking immediate family, like by definition, it's me and Olivia. So it's like, I would only be talking about one single person.
Right. Does she bring you joy?
You want me to answer that? No, I'm just kidding. She does. She does.
She's going through a moment.
She does bring me joy. We have hard days sometimes because she's a 17-year-old girl and she's trying to be independent and, you know, do all the things. And sometimes that's really hard. But she does bring me a lot of joy.
And my answer to that was, I feel like at House of Boo, our immediate, you know, the immediate family that lives in House of Boo, we flow effortlessly with expressing love, like out loud hugs. Like, I think about it. Blaine gets home from work, throws open the bedroom door, and he's like, Mom, Dad, I'm home. Love ya. Good night. Yeah. And it's like midnight, and we're passed out for hours. And, you know, it always startles Jeff. And I just keep thinking to myself, I'm so thankful that, like, our kids, when they come home, want to, like, express their love and, you know, say goodnight because it matters to them. And I feel like our family really has always been that way. And we grew up in a household where we always said, I love you. We always hugged. So I, you know, Graham and Mom did a great job with that. But, like, I love feeling it in our household. And I think that we are just very expressive of love, and it's a loving household.
Yeah, I like to think my household is loving too. And I think, you know, definitely we say I love you a lot. Like when we hang up the phone, when we come in, when we're leaving, like always. And we were raised that way. So that's definitely true. But I think like last night, Liv came in at, I think 11 and I was passed out and Batley was in the bed and his little bed on top of my bed. And Livia came in to say goodnight. And so then she came in and laid with us for a few minutes and, you know, laid on Batley's bed, which then gets him worked up because he's like, I'm allowed to be on my bed. And he does not share either.
Yeah.
And so, but it was cute. I mean, it was sweet that she came in to say goodnight and I love that too. But I do think in this age of teenage years, there's a little bit less hugging than there always was. So hopefully that comes back around. But she's just going through that hyper independent stage where she just wants like arm's length all the time. And so I keep saying to her, like, I don't want you to think I'm not hugging you. So if you are willing to have a hug, I'll give you one. But I just don't want to, you know, make you uncomfortable either.
Yeah.
So
we're get your ass over here, bear hug.
Yeah.
But I do think there is a difference between a house full of boys and one girl who's 17 years old. And I just think that there is a difference.
For sure.
It's interesting because Jeff's household, where he grew up, they had a lot of love, but they didn't express love like that.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't their comfort zone. And it's just so cute to hear Jeff say, I love you to his parents when they're on the phone, because now that's just so normal for him. Mm-hmm. And I think personally, and Nana and Grandpa, if you're listening, I think you love it. And I think it makes you feel good when he expresses himself, because who doesn't love to be told they're loved? You know, nobody.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's wrong that, you know, that's not a norm in some households. I just personally feel like in our household, I don't know, it brings me joy every time it happens, every single time, you know?
Well, and if you didn't grow up that way, then you don't think anything of it because you don't know anything else. And so for a lot of times, sometimes the introduction of that from seeing somebody else's way of living then is like, oh, no, this is great. We're just how we were.
Yeah.
Because I've definitely experienced that too. But no, we definitely have like a household where even on the bad days, there's no doubt that we're loved. Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I'm grateful for that. Very grateful for that.
Me too. Jane, so what the question we settled on was, what was your last aha moment?
Oh, I had to write it down because it was and I had sent it to you so I wouldn't forget about it, but it was just, and I feel like a broken record because we talk about this a lot, but it was the guy who does Diary of a CEO, which is one of the podcasts that I love. And he like has all these amazing guests on from all different walks of life.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how, you know, he realized at some point that everything he is rests on his health. Like, he can't run his business. He can't be a boyfriend, or he can't be a friend, or he can't take care of his animal, or he can't, you know, you can't do any of those things if you aren't managing your health, or if you're unhealthy, or if you're, you know, not well.
Yeah.
So everything about you, your daily life rests on your health. And so I just thought that was kind of like a shit. He's so right. Like
He's so
I
right.
really
He is
have to
nailing
prioritize
it.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And health is not just a workout.
No,
Health is keeping your mind healthy. What are you telling
it's
yourself?
mind,
What's your
body, and soul.
narrative?
Yeah.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
really is. Like there's nothing better than like being in a deep meditative state and I'll just say it. And yes, people can think I'm nuts, but I'm sorry you're not feeling this if you think that. Like when you really slow your mind down and your body, mind, and soul is so connected and you're deep breathing and your lungs are happy and your heart is happy, I get this little thing that happens to me where like I can feel energy. It kind of feels like what I think of like with static. You know how you touch someone and it like sparks.
Yeah.
Except for it doesn't get to the point where it hurts because that doesn't really hurt, but it jolts you out.
Yeah.
This is like where your body just starts generating this like it feels like a freaking warm hug from the universe. That's how I think of it, and I feel like I'm being hugged when it happens. And lately, it's been happening in every one of my workouts. I call it workout, but meditation session or whatever you want to call it. And I think it's because I figured out how to get myself to that point. But to me, that energy there is so fucking healing. It is like listening to high frequency music or that bilateral beats that like help calm your nervous system.
Yeah.
That's what it does. And also, the information, I mentioned this a second ago, but like how you talk to yourself, like if you're talking to yourself and beating yourself up and, being a victim to yourself, like your mind, I think that causes disease. I feel like, and it's hard to overcome, but like you can do it. You're in control of that. And like when you start hearing yourself say those things to yourself, rewrite the narrative. You don't have to talk like that to yourself, and you shouldn't.
Yeah.
But that's part of health. And, obviously nutrition is super huge, and sleep is such a priority.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just the basic freaking
water
things.
and
water and
all that.
Fresh air.
Yep. Sunlight, vitamin D. Yeah.
No,
So it was, I just thought that was like one of those moments where just the way he said it just hit right. Where I was just like, God, that's such a good point. I really need to pay more attention.
I love that it's open to that. That's
it's easy to lose yourself in the daily monotony of all the things on the list that never end. And so,
yeah, exactly.
But on a separate note, the other thing that was an aha moment for me was, like, again, algorithms. I don't know where I get put on these lists for stuff, but I watched this video about this woman and she was an older woman, like elderly, and her uterus fell out.
Oh,
I was like, yes.
I had to take care of a freaking neighbor that had that and Chow's. I won't go any further. You have to use a net to pull it back in. And I was like,
I'll vomit.
I might have been 10. I don't know. I was trying to.
All I know is I saw that video, and then immediately the woman that I forwarded to you with the pelvic floor exercises, who now comes up twice a day for me, and I'm over here, and she's like, and she tells you how long to hold it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
Look, I don't have a uterus anymore, but can my liver fall out? I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Like, not a doctor.
The prolapse uterus is a real thing, and I have firsthand experience. And this poor woman, I mean, I was having to like freaking net her uterus or whatever it was that showed. I don't know. But
Wait,
anyway,
what?
yes, I did have to do that. Like I'm not going to tell you the neighbor, but
I already know because you gave enough context clues.
Okay. Remember when the grandma used to live there, the great grandma?
Yeah.
Well, she had a problem, and like they didn't have care for a couple days, and so I got trained on how to do it until I got cornered by the dogs, and then I couldn't go back, and I really freaking loved her, but yeah, I had to like take a net to it. I don't know what I had to do. I could be.
Is this like when Mom had to wound care me and it was like World War II?
Except there was no like flesh wounds or anything. But yeah, it was crazy. I don't know how I got volunteered, but I did.
I'm not sure of all the people how you were chosen for said task, but
yeah, I know. I don't know how it ended up being me. I'm scared of dogs
and also
not great at caregiving.
Oh my God. When we go to the dog parks, if I see a chow, I still want to run.
I know. And I love all dogs. I really do. But I respectfully love them. There's just certain dogs that I'm not going to enter their space because
ever.
Yeah.
I kind of thought that type of dog was just very aggressive, but at the dog park, I'm assured they're not. And I'm like, I don't believe you because I've been cornered more than once.
Well, Buddy had chow in him, and Buddy had a feisty side.
Yeah, Buddy was. Buddy used to when we used to stay at your house. The number of first of all, talk about UTIs. I would freaking hold it all night because there was no way I was opening that door.
I know.
The bathroom.
I don't know why we didn't just shut him in our room with us. Because, I mean, he was really a giant sweetheart, but he let.
Giant sweetheart, hellhound, whatever you want to call it. But the thing is, like, when to you guys, he probably was a giant sweetheart. To the rest of us, we were all fighting for our lives. Like,
I don't know why and it's got to be the way we're raising our dogs, but like all of our dogs have that feisty side to them. Like Bloom's got it too. I mean, she's soft up, but like Bloom and Buddy have personalities that remind me of each other. They're definitely alpha.
But see, Bloom definitely could be scary. I could see if you didn't, for whatever reason, whenever I come, she remembers me, must be, because she doesn't.
I feel like we're DNA and we sound a lot of.
So she's like all over it for a minute and then she's fine with me. But I've never been scared of her. I was terrified of Buddy.
I know. Poor Buddy.
But only if you guys weren't around. Like if you and Jeff were around, I was fine.
Yeah.
It was like at nighttime. You would just like I remember, I won't name names, but somebody maybe had to pee in a Mountain Dew bottle because there was no chance of getting to the bathroom and coming back alive.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember that.
If you went out there, you were an intruder and you were treated as such.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, we always have dogs that protect their home. They just can't help it. I think it's out of love.
Jayne, you're not even allowed to pee. Yeah.
No, my last aha moment was actually last weekend. I've had a couple other ones too, but I think this one's the funniest.
Yeah.
When I was singing Karma Is My Boyfriend, or Karma by Taylor Swift, and I finally realized these two parts of what she was really saying versus what I thought. So, Karma is my boyfriend, karma is a god, karma is the breeze in my hair on the weekend, karma is a relaxing thought. This part. Aren't you MBS? That for you, it's not. Okay. I kept thinking of Madonna, La Isla Bonita, and like every time I heard her say that, I thought she was saying something Spanish. Yeah. I never nailed down what it was, but last weekend I found out it's really, aren't you envious that for you it's not? And I fucking love the song even more now because that packs such a punch. But then she goes on, sweet like honey, and I had another aha moment. Karma is a cat purring in my lap because it loves me, flexing like a goddamn acrobat. Me and Karma vibe like that. Okay, so this whole time I thought it was to become a vibe like that. Like, the fact that it's me and Karma vibe like that needs to go on a door in my house somewhere. Because, but yeah.
That's it. Put it on the door.
The entire time. I realized this recently. I used to feel, and I think I've said it before on the podcast, but I used to feel so much shame over not knowing the right words to a song. Like real shame over that. Like, A, why? And B, I don't know. Sometimes I come up with some really good lyrics.
I'm just going to say.
Off of what they actually are. But I also think it's hilarious when I get to find out what it really is. And so different than where I thought it was.
Sometimes she's even more poetic than you give her credit for. When you find out the real lyrics, you're like, shit, that's even better.
I know. I think of this one song where me and Jeff, I think it's Lover, where she talks about like taking her Christmas lights down by January. And I'm like, Taylor. That's not that creative.
My girl.
I mean, keeping it on till January. Are you OCD? But actually, when I started listening to that song more, I think what she's saying, that's her life, because she's not even ever at her house past January. Like, in her situation, taking them down in January is a big deal. Like, for me, it's like February when the HOA starts sending letters.
Right.
You know? But anyway, just the context, like, thinking of the song differently, that really didn't have to do with not knowing the words, but
I also think that all the cool kids are doing it because I like to down by January, and so
Jayne is the cool kid. Jayne, products for this week.
So I bought these. So I used to drink Juven every day from like the time of
wound care.
from my wound care days, and it had like all this collagen and stuff in it. It's supposed to be really good for
And
you.
honestly, you glow when you're drinking that. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like
I
it,
really,
it
I really
yeah,
like what it does for me, but it's super expensive, and it's also got like some sugar in it and stuff. And
yeah,
so I was
yeah.
trying to cut my sugar. And I don't know if you've ever do you watch any HGTV shows?
No.
Okay, well, there's a woman, Jen Todrick, and she's from Texas, and she flips stuff for people, but she calls it No Demo Reno, and it's a really good show if you like
Cool.
projects, because she
Yeah.
refuses to take out walls and beams and stuff like that. So she does really beautiful demo on a budget because it's no demo. It's just like updates
Yeah.
and refreshes. And so,
Yeah.
but she came up with this with a company, and it's called Beam Glow.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's this kind and this kind, and they're
Oh, neat.
and I drink one every day, and it's a woman's super powder by Jen Todrick, and it's with the Beam company she partnered with, and it's got just like vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin K, B6, B12, magnesium, zinc, sodium, potassium, like just all the stuff, and then collagen.
Yeah.
So I've just been doing, instead of the Juven, I've been doing one of these, and I actually really like both of them. This one is, the blue one is blue raspberry, and the orangish color one is strawberry kiwi.
Oh,
and
nice.
they're both really good. You just add them to water.
Did you try cashew milk? Or that's not those?
No, I have it in the fridge because I have a new protein powder I'm going to try. That's like more of
that's not that.
replacement.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not this. This is like a fruity, but the one the protein powder, I got some oat milk. I'll give an update on that next week because I'm going to try having it in the mornings.
Yeah.
On my work days, so that I like don't feel snacky in the afternoon. So
yeah. I think that'll help, honestly. I know we're talking products for this week, but just so everyone knows, Jeff started drinking mud water and loves it. Loves my Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And Blaine tasted it, and he's like, he did not know what I told you last week, that it tasted like the milk from Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And he's like, Mom, you know what this tastes like? Fucking verbatim, exactly what I said. And I go, really? I told Aunt Jane that. Can you please tell her so people do drink the milk? And then Sophia tried it yesterday too and was like, Miss Jenny, this is amazing. So
see, I think they just need to change the name. That's all.
Maybe, but now
I bet you they get a lot more people. They should call it Cinnamon Toast Crunch milk water.
I know. Well, I know. But the thing is, it might be because I add a little pink Himalayan salt, a little splash of cinnamon, and some honey. So it could be me adding the flavor to it. Definitely the cinnamon piece. I don't know. Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily taste that in the norm, but
I'll try it. I'll try yours when we're together for Mom's birthday weekend.
Exactly. Jane, okay, so I'm going to show you mine. So I'm doing the Free People Movement Women's Hot Shot onesie this week for my product. And I did end up buying the girls for Christmas, not just me, Jeff and me. Look at this wicked cute onesie. I don't know if you can see my feet.
I cannot, but I can see all the way down to just above your knees, and it's adorable. I've seen these before. They're super cute. You know, they have some dupes on Amazon that are cheaper.
I know. Once I find a product that I love, I can't do dupes.
Yeah, well, because Free People's expensive.
I know, this was $70.
Yeah.
But I might get one more color. I just found one on sale. It's like a burnt cherry.
Yeah.
But it's kind of the same concept as this. So I'm like, maybe, I don't know. I'm going to wait for the best color. They had a clay blue. I don't like the lighter colors because if I sweat, I don't want it to show. Jeff, do you want to say hi to everyone? You want to see Jeff's birthday?
Hey, Biba.
Yeah,
happy birthday.
So this is the I'll feed all you fuckers. This is what Madison got him for his birthday. And also a little golf thing, like to hold tees. Yeah. But he's about to cook himself some birthday.
We can't see his face.
Look how handsome this fella is.
I can't see his face. I can only see. There he is.
Hey, Jane.
Hey.
Good. Okay.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Awesome. Love you. Okay, so all right, what was I telling you? So that was this was my product for this week. I actually had two others, but I'm going to save them because sometimes I struggle to come up with what I use all the time.
Okay.
I do wear this a lot because it's wicked comfortable. It's a fucking fantastic airport outfit.
Yeah.
except if you're the type that doesn't like to go into the airport bathroom and have to drop your onesie. I get that, but like it's so comfortable.
Yeah.
The thing is with the lighter colors, I don't want to have like ass crack sweat that shows.
Yeah, that would be
so. Yeah, so I'm just saying sometimes you sweat. I don't know. That's why I haven't done a lighter color. But
do you wear underwear with
it? Is that a appropriate question?
Please say yes.
Short shorts.
You do wear shorts with it though?
Oh, I'm not answering you. Everything's so fucking restricting. I don't like to be restricted.
Also, I mean, you do get one an episode, and I did talk about pelvic floor exercises, so I think we're.
Then I had to admit I've netted a prolapsed uterus. Jane, so I'm not gonna bring up the other two. I do wear a sports bra.
Thank you for that.
Oh, shit.
I don't know why the podcast keeps giving me thumbs up. Do you know?
I know. It's your app on your phone. Like, it has to do with an update, and like if you do a thumbs up, or like there's other things you can do too, and it'll send a heart. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I've been into it, but that's what's going on.
Okay.
I haven't noticed if it shows up on the actual video.
No, it does. I noticed.
Oh, that's even cooler. Jane, give me a thumbs up when you.
No, wait,
it didn't do it that time.
What the hell?
It's supposed to. There it goes. So was it me?
No, I did it, I think.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I love technology. No. There goes.
It's me.
Wait, it's you.
I know.
Do it again.
It's not doing it anymore. It's got to be you, but it's not doing it. Go over more. No, now do it. No, come. Yep. Okay, so, all right, that's products for this week. Jane, what else are you listening to or watching?
I watched last night, The Hot Zone with Mom on Prime. One episode.
Okay.
And it's like based on the true stories of different hot zones about different things, Ebola and whatever. And last night we watched was about, what's it called? The white powder that they put in the mail in the envelopes.
Oh, yeah.
Anthrax.
Yeah.
It was about the anthrax envelopes from right after 9/11 happened in 2001.
Yeah. Wow.
So it was interesting, and it's based on true stories.
Was it a movie?
It's a show. So it's got episodes. Okay. It's on Amazon Prime. You and Jeff probably like it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll check that out. We binge watched Night Agent season 2.
Ooh, was it good? I want to watch it.
It's action packed. It kept me interested. There's a lot of great TV out right now. So, like, was it my favorite lately? Yes, I actually really liked it. So I'm just going to keep it in that category because I'd watch it again. And it tees you up for season 3. So I think it's going to go long term. And it's just good, fast pace. It's not too violent. Where I don't want to be doing other things the whole time it's on. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I like that kind of TV and sometimes I don't. But this, I want to pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just watched the one that you told me about like a month ago with the two sisters who do the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And that
what's
one
it called
really cute.
with Kristen Bell?
You don't want this or something like that.
Yeah. I love that. I thought it was so funny. It pushed the boundaries because like the stereotypes.
No one wants this, right? No one wants this. Yeah.
But I did really enjoy that.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny.
It was. Jane, things that make you go,
I can't think of anything. You go.
Okay. So I stumbled across this lady on TikTok named Gabrielle Ayana, Ayana. And she talks about every video she does. I love how she goes into it. She repeats her sentence twice, and the second time she says it a little bit differently, but it's like, I don't know, it tees you up for a good message.
Yeah.
But it talks about how people that vibrate the highest energetically, and then every video is a different thing that you notice about high vibrational folks. And right. I feel like I am high vibrational on a regular.
Yeah.
So anyways, this one I watched the other day that it was like 4:30 in the morning and I was texting you while you probably weren't appreciating it, but she talked about people who vibrate the highest energetically are relentless. And she talks in this clip about the success being something that's like subjective to the person, like, you know, about if you're successful or not. And wait, what'd she say? Hang on, I got my notes. And I was thinking about it because I do consider myself successful. And the reason why I think I'm successful and what I think I'm successful at is being happy. And I know people care about success in different ways, money or, you know, checking something off the list or whatever. But for me, it's when I'm like balanced and happy. And I am relentless about making sure that I achieve that on a daily basis. And I feel like she really just got me thinking about it. And by the end of that video, I was like, damn, I do think I'm actually kind of relentless because those are non-negotiables for me. There is no one in my life that could change some of the daily habits I have because they just wouldn't get my highest good from me if I did.
Yeah.
And I think they would think I'm relentless, AKA disciplined about that. But they also know they're getting my best when they give me that time to do that. And so I think it's almost non-negotiable for them too.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Well, you say it all the time. Discipline is freedom.
Discipline is freaking freedom, baby. And it is a beautiful feeling.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because you always think you got too much and you can never add anything else. But really, if something matters to you, you'll prioritize it. And also, sometimes things that you've done in the past don't work for you anymore. And you need to cut fucking strings and detach because it's okay to evolve and change and, you know, your needs change.
Yeah.
So awesome. All right. Let's see. Where are we? We are at Taylor Swift song focus lyrics.
Yeah.
All right. Jayne's pick this week, and I have to say I really enjoyed it. It is called This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things, and it is on the Reputation album.
Yes.
Jayne, what drew you to this song?
So before the Eras tour came about, she did a Reputation tour, and there used to be a Netflix special of the Reputation tour, like in a movie. And so, and it was just the tour. It wasn't like behind the scenes talking and all that. It was just like how they do the Eras on Disney now, where it's just goes one song to the next, like you're at the concert.
Yeah.
And this was one of the songs that were on that. And I used to listen to that every day when I exercised. I would put that on and watch the concert.
And it'd give you the vibe you needed. Yeah.
This was one of my favorite songs on it because it's like high, you know, like peppy and just, you know, the beats are like high and it's just, it's just one of those ones where it makes you move faster.
It does. It reminds me of, in another way, on the TTPD album, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart.
Yeah.
It's so happy.
Similar,
and upbeat, but it's got a
but the words,
message.
The words aren't as happy as the song sounds. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
so my favorite part of the song, fake microphone. Usually I like the chorus the best, and I do love this chorus because it's so catchy, but this part right here really gets me. Wait, now I lost my beat. And there are no rules when you show up here. Bass beat rattling the chandelier. Feeling so Gatsby for that whole year. I didn't sing it right. I can't catch the beat. But okay, let me say it. And there are no rules when you show up here. Bass beat rattling the chandelier. Feeling so Gatsby for that whole year. And this is what I honed into on the song. And maybe it's because it's newer to me. I've heard it, but I just hadn't really listened to it. I like the way that, so this was Reputation album. Taylor was going through a massive transformation, shedding some skin, just coming into her. And that whole album, you can hear her, like, she's got this, like, reggae rap sound to it, and then, like, this, like, angelic voice.
Yeah.
You know, and she teeter-totters between that. And I think I really... the Gatsby part specifically, but even just the sound of that album, I feel like when you look back at your life, and this is on a personal note for her, not for the masses that just love the songs, but like, I love when you've done something, like whether it's like something you added to your style, you know, like adding wide leg jeans or I don't know, something that was a point in time that changed your style, and also documenting it, like where you can look back and see it. So in the sound of this music, I can see this in her.
Yeah.
And the fact that she brought up Gatsby, and I think of The Great Gatsby, and I think of like Pearls and Flapper Girls in the 1920s, and the red lip, and and if you look back at Taylor during that time, for that whole year, and she freaking defines it in this song.
Yeah.
I feel like you see moments of her, the short bob style haircut.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, God, she really nailed giving keywords as to like a little glimpse in that like moment in her life, like how she was dressing, and I think the sound she was listening to.
She calls them Easter eggs. All of her music is filled with Easter eggs. And so they're those little clues into whatever she's going through, whatever transition or change, or she's like a butterfly. She's just, always
morphing.
Morphing into something more beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it does just continue to get better with her. Oh, that song was written by Taylor and Jack Antonoff.
Yeah.
And their collabs are
It's a great song. Even like when I'm, driving somewhere in the car and it comes on, it just even again, the messaging in it is a little bit darker, but the song, the feelings that it gives you are higher, I feel like higher vibration. So
yeah, you're right. Hang on. I can't give this up. Let me find it.
Why?
We got to let people know the chorus part.
Oh.
Hang on. So long you have to lean on my shades. Okay. This is why we can't have nice things, darling. Because you break them, I had to take them away. This is why we can't have nice things, honey. Did you think I wouldn't hear all the things you said about me? I might have added a couple of A's. But I just love that. It's such a little catchy, fun little song. All right, Jane. Promise you have and are going to make and keep to yourself this coming week.
I'm going to keep working on all the stuff that I've been working on, which is continuing to give myself grace, trying to be mindful of nutrition and exercise, and incorporating that into my day, making myself a priority. But also, if it kills me, I'm going to do something with this goddamn closet.
Yeah.
And it might kill me. But I'm going to do something because I made a goal and now I have to, I get tunnel vision till it's done.
Yeah. No, I love that. Jane, I forgot to tell you a story about we didn't do experiences that humbled Jane in her 40s.
Oh my God. Okay.
And I had one.
Okay. Let me just tell you this one really quick. So Mom ordered a goddamn porch swing and a dresser. Both came in a box. And when I say a box, I mean the size of a, double door.
Yeah.
And I came home the other night and I was like, oh God, they're outside and it's like misty.
Yeah.
And so I got to pull them into the garage and I attempted to move them and I knew they were going to be heavy.
Yeah.
But I don't think I realized when I went to move them that it was going to be like
a
house. And so I went to move it and nothing happened except that maybe I pulled something that went from my inner thigh all the way to my neck.
Oh no.
And I was like, what the hell is that? And so my neck's been killing me all week. So I've been icing it and I've been putting heat on it and
Do you have that doTERRA?
No, you told me about it. I need to order some, but
you do. It's a game changer.
I swear I used to maybe be able to move that easier. I don't know for sure because it's really heavy, but I did finally get them both in the garage, but it took me a while and I went and got my dolly for the second one because I was like, we're not doing it.
Yeah.
But
hey, lesson learned. Just get the fucking dolly from the first.
Yeah. I was like, the days of attempting that again on my own are over. It's just going to be get the dolly. Yeah. So, okay, what's yours?
Okay. So in my letter to my inner child.
Yeah.
I knew when I wrote it, and I read it twice before I posted it, I knew I had a word off. I could not find it. I did just get stronger glasses. Oh my God. I can't believe what I've been dealing with. I needed stronger glasses. But still, something wasn't sitting right. Fast forward to the next day, and it came to me. That morning, during yin yoga, I wasn't even honestly thinking about it, and all of a sudden that thought popped in, and I realized I had written accept, E-X-C-E-P-T, when I meant accept, A-C-E-P-T.
Yeah.
Now, and I mentioned this earlier about song lyrics and singing the wrong song. I can't tell you up until maybe 3 months ago. I don't know. when I write something and I've used the wrong word, like they are there, or like, I don't know, accept versus accept when it's the E and the effect and effect.
Oh, those ones.
I don't know, stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
This has to be a trigger I have to understand. I cannot get back to where I've found this shame over, but like when I say how much it bothers me, grammatical errors, even though I know my grammar's not perfect, but my style of writing, like if I miss a comma where it belongs or semicolon or something like that, I honestly feel shame over that. And so this time when I figured out effect versus accept or accept
versus accept.
Yeah. I literally giggled during yoga.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is your 40s. You poor mom, like when she would send me a talk text and I'd be like, Jesus Christ, fucking put your glasses on. Like, right. I cannot understand what you're saying.
What are you trying to say?
I feel so much grace towards her now.
Yeah.
Because this is just the fucking part of life we're in. And what I realized when I giggled about it and I felt myself laugh, thank you, inner child. And I was like, that is not a big deal. Why did you always let this be such a big deal to you? Like, it is not a big deal at all. This is nothing to feel shame over. It's a fucking word. You can edit the beauty.
Do you remember though how much, and I don't know if you did as much as I did, but I used to correct the shit out of mom. Like whenever she would say something wrong, I'd correct her and laugh. And now Olivia does it to me, and it's
shit.
It's less fun when somebody does it to you. I'm just throwing that
exactly. So you mean like when we were doing our Witches of Snellville video and you were like, you hadn't written out your accepts and release and then mom hadn't either. And so when it got to mom's term and she's like, hang on, something like, let me think about it. And you're like, should have wrote it down.
Meanwhile, the hypocrite of the century had just done the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. That was so fucking funny. Anyway, so sorry about that. So promise I'm going to have a make myself this week. So week 2, doing my daily walk, serenading my trees. I have to say I have been visited this week by a hawk on a somewhat regular basis. And I think my tree kissing momentum is really springing off into the rest of the universe. And now it's bringing me visitors. And I actually have to say that's a daily joy in my life. I can't do it at the same time every day. It's got to be like a call ended early and I get 5 minutes. But I love that so much. And it's hard to top coming up with something else to focus on this week. I did ask my tarot this morning, like, universe, what do you need from me? And in the back of my head, I'm like, I haven't been riding the bike because I've been doing a shit ton of yoga. And so I keep having this little kind of nag in the back of me saying, you need some, like, I do sweat during yoga, not the yin yoga, but the other kind. And I can feel my whole body working. So I'm not.
Well, you look great. So it's working.
I feel good. I feel really good.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure, like, first of all, the dark of the winter, that really did tire me out. And now it's starting to get lighter out later. And I'm like, do I get back on the bike or do I stick with yoga this week? And my promise to myself is to stick with the flow yoga in addition to my yin yoga daily, because it's just mind-boggling how much it opens up my mind to be able to think so much more clearly. But ultimately, where was I going with that? Fucking 40s. What was I going to tell you?
And we're humbled.
Well, my commitment, we're humbled again. My commitment to myself is to keep doing that. Because my tarot reading. So the fucking last card I got was 4 of Swords, and it basically says you're in a state of intense creativity. That is actually happening. And you need to continue to give yourself balance and rest in order to keep those juices flowing, basically. Yeah. And so that made my mind up for me. I'm going to stick with another week of yoga, play that out again next week, and see if I'm ready to get back on the bike. Eventually, I'll probably do both. Not necessarily always on the same day, but, spread it out between the two. But I think I'm going to carry, and hey, the groundhog saw 6 more weeks of winter. So we really are in a state of darker times for now. And so
it's warming up.
It is warming up.
It's like in the 70s here.
Oh my God, it's hot as hell here too. Yesterday was really warm out. But no, we're supposed to get winter in another 6 weeks if the groundhog was right.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know if that'll really
Good,
happen.
because then I get to wear my comfort sweatshirts.
I know. I'm fucking wearing those even in the hot, scorching sun of the summer.
It's so heavy.
I know. It's
I love
a
it.
I know, me too. All right, Jane. Well, we made it.
Sure did.
Hour and 4 minutes. We're right on track.
Luckily, we do it to YouTube now, so it doesn't take 10 and a half hours.
Oh, it's such a beautiful process. The only thing is I can see insights on YouTube. It doesn't let me see the insights on the post on Facebook.
Yeah.
I just like to know our stats. I will say we're growing every day.
We are.
A little bit of progress is made, and that makes me super happy. I'm not in the need to rush this, but I thoroughly enjoying the process.
Me too. Me too.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, Jeff's out back cooking for the fuckers, and
yeah.
I know he was stoked about that. Apron too.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have an afternoon backyard extravaganza, and I am going to do some yoga in the backyard with the family. I hope I can get the girls to jump in. They may or may not.
They probably
will. They probably will. They can't fight Steve Ross's Inhale magic music.
I mean, who could?
It's so good. It really is. It's actually great music. I wish he wasn't such a perv, but
I wish he didn't wear shorty shorts.
Yeah. Oh my God. As much as I love myself, he loves himself more. I never thought I'd meet another person.
You've been outdone by Steve Ross in his shorty shorts.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Jane. I'm cutting us off. I love you. I hope you have a great week. We'll definitely chat later. Oh, we have our Super Bowl party tomorrow. I think it's our 17th annual, but 16th of pictures.
All right. Can't wait to see.
Yes. We're taking pictures today because Blake's got to leave before the party tomorrow. So, but I'm not going to post them until tomorrow.
Okay.
Should be fun.
All right.
Love you. Have a great day.
Bye.